There's a mystery about this part of our identity that I want to talk about how on earth we could even enter into a relationship with God. Because there's two things we need to realize. One is that we are completely undesirable to God. God's perfect and holy and good, and we are the opposite of all that. So there's no reason why He should have ever chased us in the first place. And two, that say that, okay, maybe God would never chase us, but maybe you and I would turn around and turn to Him, right? Well, no. The fact is, you and I would always run from God. We would always move in the opposite direction of God because we're not like Him. We don't want Him. We are His enemy. And so there's an amazing thing about your identity that I hope you picked up from this chapter. And it's the fact that you are being pursued. That even though you are ultimately unwanted and there's nothing in you that God could actually desire, because of who He is, because of His identity, He has made your identity as one who is being pursued. And that's what we talked about in this chapter, in that poem, The Hound of Heaven, how God is this hound who's chasing us and we're running from Him for fear of our lives, but He's bearing down on us to bring us to Himself. And that's really what happens. We see that in the story of Jonah that we looked at in this chapter, how sometimes God even puts us in the belly of blackness. He puts us into absence. He spins us into darkness, but He does so in order to bring us from Himself, because ultimately, we're always like Jonah. We're running from God's calling. We're running from His presence. We're running from His purposes. But He's going to do everything He can to pursue you and bring you back to Himself, even if that means throwing you into a season of absence. You see, this is the idea expressed in the Bible about the perseverance of the saints, that He who began a good work in you will bring it through to completion. God doesn't just pursue you before you were a Christian in order to make you a Christian. He keeps pursuing you throughout your entire life, even when you're in those seasons of darkness and absence. And so I want to encourage you that if God feels far from you right now, even after you're a Christian, He is still pursuing you, and He will continue to pursue you all the way to the end of your life. Because He who began a good work in His pursuit of you will pursue you all the way to the end. Hey, my name's David Bowden with Spoken Gospel. It's the mission of Spoken Gospel to speak the gospel out of every corner of Scripture. And right now, we're going through my book, When God Isn't There. It just shows up. And we're working through every single chapter, showing how it points to Jesus. In fact, every Wednesday, we release a new short lesson that we call Spoken Gospel Sessions, where we work through a bit of the Bible, or right now, this book, showing how it points to Jesus. So we ask that you would join us on Wednesdays there. Also, make sure that you check out what all we have to offer by subscribing to our channel and seeing what else we have to offer. Have a great day. See you later.